And then I couldn't get sleep at like 5 in the morning. And then Titans Bill Bino called me twice and woke me up at like 9:01 and then 9:05 while I was laying there on the floor sleeping. Thoughts on that, Bino?
Hey, it's an NFL Sunday. You got to get up from there, Tony. Don't care. Titans Bill wants everybody up and ready for the NFL action.
His Titans they got a good club, Bri, don't they?
Yeah, that was a great game yesterday.
So, congratulations, Bri, to your Jags. So, I'm going to turn it over to Bino. I will say this, though. I knew Saturday's game was going to ring in a contentious response from our fan base. I didn't know it would be that contentious, as some of you were that tore up over a win. But I guess that means we're back. When we're grading wins, like we were grading that win the other day, I guess that means we're back. And then Brian has a thought about Josh Heupel, the road, and the narrative, and all that stuff. Some stuff he's uncovered. But let's go ahead without further ado and turn the floor over on Mondays, as we generally do, to the man that's got perspective, the man that's got history, and the man that's got a rather large brain and some great takes. Bino Jeff Henderson, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, Bino.
Well, thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. Maybe about a quarter of that was true. Just an ugly, ragged, mistake-filled performance that turned into a much-needed get your stuff and let's get out of here win. Plenty to fix coming out of this one. There's no question about that. Offensively, we were kind of out of sync all day. Only 5 for 14 on third down. Joey was wild in the strike zone most of the day, and his receivers didn't bail him out, which turned into a couple of really critical interceptions. Defensively, we didn't tackle extremely well, especially at the point of attack, and they had trouble stopping the run, obviously. Special teams fumbled opening punt. That set the tone for the rest of the day, in my opinion. Then we had another missed field goal. And then from a coaching standpoint, once again, Josh displayed some really puzzling clock management. I think I don't know if he's like Jerry Green and he's from the Dean Smith coaching tree, but he's saving timeouts like they're green stamps. Use one every once in a while, Coach. That's what they're there for. What we did see, however, through all of that was some really opportunistic play by both sides, and that'll forgive a whole lot of sins. Defense had 5 sacks, got critical stops on State's last possession of regulation and on the overtime possession, and scored 2 touchdowns of their own, which bailed us out on a day that our offense was producing at a level that it's not what we've become accustomed to so far this season. Offensively, though, through all the unevenness of the performance, that 13-play, 75-yard drive to tie the game was as clutch as we've seen here in a number of years. And through it all, they still put up 466 yards. And then Bishop has a one-play drive of his own that we saw Georgia throw up against us in overtime. So that's some good stuff there. It's not often you play a C game in this league and win on the road, and I'll take it, and I appreciate it. And it's an avoidance of a loss that would likely have altered the season that we've seen over the last several years here. So a win is a win is a win.
Bino, the funny thing is, and Matt was talking about this, Lebby and them just worked Heupel and his staff. They just worked them here today. Just worked them. The Vols have better players, and you win a game, but that clock management thing, the thing I wonder, and I was talking with a friend of mine that's in the periphery of that industry, I wonder if they have too many people, too many meetings, too much time, and too many Chiefs and not enough Indians. When you watch some of this messed up clock management in that sport, they've got 1,000,001 analysts. I mean, back in the day, you had 5 guys on your staff. and you just went out and managed a football game. I wonder if it's just information overload these days, because twice now we've seen Heupel do this, and I wonder if they're just exhausted by the time they get to game day, because that looked like some tired thinking out there. Does that make any sense what I'm saying to you? It defies description. I wonder if it's just too much for these guys now.
That's an interesting thought. It certainly could be. I just don't think Josh is real good right now in close game situations where you're slowing things down and thinking the next play out other than, fast breaking. For a lot of his early career, his wins were kind of runaway type deals.
Yep.
Where you didn't have to deal with that very much, but you're going to have to deal with that a whole lot more in this league. And I think Josh is a smart guy. And I think he's a pretty good self-evaluator.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see improvement in that area.
I wonder if he gets help, because we were talking the other day, obviously, like Matt said, obviously he's calling the plays. I mean, they can say what they want to say. He's over there calling the plays. He's running the show, as he should. I mean, it's his offense. He's got a great feel for it. He's got a great mind. I made what I thought is a pretty interesting point in today's blog, and you can go read it at tclub.team or tonybasilio.com, however you want to get there. But my read on this particular team and Heupel is that I don't think he's the best coach in the world, but I think he's good enough. I don't think Joey Aguilar is best quarterback in the world, but I think he's good enough. And you're in a league this year where good enough might be good enough. Some years, good enough's not going to be good enough. And in some spots, good enough's not going to be good enough. If you'd had a better opponent across from you Saturday, and you'd have done some of the things we did coaching-wise, you would have gotten roached in that game. You wouldn't have lived to tell about that. But because you're playing Mississippi State, and it's got to be said, I wrote it today, I believe this. I think Josh Heupel is a stone-cold winner. I think some guys just win. Some guys just win, and some guys just lose. And I think he's one of these guys that wins. Dating back to his days at Oklahoma, when he showed up after John Blake recruited all that talent, and he's early in the Bob Stoops era, and he goes out there, and he's just a stone-cold winner. And I do believe that. I think this guy's a stone-cold winner. Conversely, by the same token, I think that this kid we have at quarterback, like Bino said, that 75-yard drive at the end of the game, now granted, look, here's the thing about him. He didn't throw a perfect ball to Brazel, but it was close enough for it to be caught. I mean, he's not perfect. And look, does he have like we were talking about this Friday, and by the way, we won't be at Calhoun's on Friday. Does the guy have a stinker in him? Maybe. Maybe he gets you beat. Maybe he does one of these deals where he throws some of those high balls in the middle and they're tipped up in the air, and maybe it's a 3 or 4 interception game and he gets you beat. Here's the thing about him, though. I love him. I love guys that hang in the pocket, aren't afraid to take a hit, want to make a play, are loved by his teammates. Everything I need to know about him, I saw in that East Tennessee State game. He could have easily gone out there and padded his stats like some of the past quarterbacks we've seen. And, brother, he wasn't interested in that. They ran their game plan. They got in. They got out. I haven't seen this Aguilar guy, Bino, one time go into business for himself. Not one time in his early career here.
No, I haven't either, Tony. And I'll take the trade-off of a guy that turns it over from time to time who's not afraid to play.
Yep.
I'm so sick of ball holders or early release guys. And we had a quarterback before that was both ends of the spectrum. He was a ball holder, afraid to throw balls sometimes, and other times when the rush is coming, he's just hoisting it.
Here's how big a degenerate I am, Bino. I got the Vols on one. I got Nico and the Ryder Cup on the other, because I need Nico to come from behind down 17-0 to get a backdoor cover, and he did it. Nico, you are a winner, brother. Now you're 0-5 on the year or whatever you are, and you're not going to win a game. But in my book, you are a stone cold winner. About Heupel, Bino, he's not the greatest coach in the league. He's not the greatest recruiter. He's not the best looking guy. Man, he wins a lot of games. And when they finally get to the 16-team format, which they will get to, these leagues like to posture with each other. And Petitti's up there right now, saber rattling. They're all going to come to the table. There's too much money for that not to happen. He's good enough for me, Heupel. He's not great, Bino, but he's good. He's very good. You know what I mean? He's not great.
Tony, I'm as big a Heupel disciple as there is, but I don't think anybody's ever heard me use the word great with him.
Exactly.
I think what he is a really, really solid football coach.
Agree.
And proven to be a really, really solid program builder.
Yes.
I don't know if he'll ever win an SEC championship here. I don't know if he'll ever win a national championship here, but from what I've seen, I don't know that he won't.
I agree. Look, as we
like
said Friday,
I did with those other guys we had in.
As we said Friday, Bino, and this is just true now. If this team from here, and I'm sorry, my allergies are just my throat and all that. It's just the time of the year where the leaves are falling here. Those of you not in the area, and it is what it is. This season, if Tennessee gets all their defensive players back, which we were talking about that the other night, they're not going to get Ricky Gibson back. But now that you've got Hood on one side, if you get the other kid back that wants to come back and play, and you get a defensive lineman back from here or two, and you just stay healthy, this team could win the whole thing. They could. Now, they could also miss the playoffs. But if they got in that tournament at the end of the year, one thing, and then we'll go to the phones. One thing the Georgia game showed me the other day is some of you were throwing dirt. And I tried to warn you about this a couple weeks ago. You're throwing dirt on Alabama way too soon. Because they're damn. Like, I had some people calling the show the other day, and listen, more power to you. The Vols are going to go down there and win. Let me help you out with that. Bino, are the Vols going to go down there and win? Now, they could win. I say there's like a 25% chance of that happening, right, Bino? But
I'm not counting on it.
Yeah. I mean,
they can. I'm not counting.
Sure.
I ain't putting any check by it.
But the point is this: they could. I mean, it didn't like several years ago where you were going to be a 35-point underdog. Now you will be an 11.5-point underdog right now. I'm not counting on Tennessee going down there and winning. I'm not counting on Vanderbilt going down there and winning. I think Vanderbilt's probably going to get absolutely smoked this weekend. Although, you think about that spot and game day is going to be there and all this stuff. Vanderbilt is streaking again, and Alabama just had a really emotional game, which going forward in this league, that's going to be a theme because you're going to have to stay on the beam in this league mentally. Stay on the beam. So we'll go to the phones. Any other thoughts, guys? And Brian, I want you to do the thing about the road record with Heupel a little later on, because to me, it just illustrates how hard it is to win in this league. And I'm not sure that our fans, as we've gotten into this modern era, Bino, people aren't winning in people's buildings like they once were. They're just not.
No, Tony, they're not. And again, we've had some of the best teams in the country in this league for a number of years, and you're just not going on the road and beating them.
And by the way, he's right. And by the way, the Oregon thing, that Penn State deal, now you know why, Bino, they call him Big Game James. What do you think of that offense, Bino, he runs? Old Big Game James up there.
Tony, it's just one of those quirky things. I have no doubt James Franklin is a really, really good football coach.
Yep.
But he just can't get over that hump, whether it's at home, whether it's on the road. It's like, and congratulations, you were the only one out there jockeying Alabama in that game at Georgia. But it's like that series. There's just no explanation how Alabama can continue to win in that game, going over a couple of different coaches. It doesn't matter who's coaching Alabama in that game.
And
it's kind of like Florida and Tennessee in games.
And we were watching along on that Oregon deal the other day with Penn State. And Penn State takes 55 minutes off offensively. They're playing for like a 6-3. I don't know what they're playing for. The game looked like 1970-something. And then all of a sudden, they just rediscover the forward pass. They score 14 straight points. They get the thing to overtime, take a lead, and still lose. You got to tip your cap to James Franklin. The guy kind of blows. And Josh Heupel's pretty good. He's pretty good to very good. Not great, but that's okay. Neither is our quarterback. He's pretty good to very good. And I think those two things this year might end up being good enough before it's over as we continue after this.
Are you searching for a great local coffee? I'm Billy with Grade A Grounds. You can buy our freshly roasted coffee online and support a good cause with every sip. Great coffee, greater causes. Visit our website today, gradeagrounds.com.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gouffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gouffon.com. That's Gouffon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gouffon Moving and Storage.
Why limit great savings to just one weekend? This year, our Labor Day special lasts all month long. It's the September Smart Comfort event from Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. This month only, enjoy valuable home comfort upgrades at no extra cost when you install a new HVAC system or water heater to prepare your home for the colder months ahead. This September, you can get a free furnace upgrade with qualifying HVAC system installation or free sediment filter with water heater installation. Pipe Wrench is your partner for energy-efficient and cost-effective upgrades that keep your family comfortable and safe year-round. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. No rush, no stress, just smart seasonal savings for HVAC or water heater installations until the end of September. Call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Life never stops moving, and between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up, a tire designed for doers, a tire that's going to last, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B. TB back with you, 865-200-5402. The one thing that the post-game the other night, the Garza Law fifth quarter fan reaction, which we won't have a game this week. I'm not sure if we have a game this week in college football. What are we doing with our schedule? These schedule makers, man. Space these games out. As a caller once told Brian Hartman, let it breathe, right, Bri? How do you say it to you, Bri?
Let it breathe, man. Let it breathe.
I mean, the game day thing, is it Vanderbilt, and Alabama?
I think they were going to go to Tallahassee, and then Florida State did what they did.
Jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Back to the phones we go. TLD Logistics phone lines. Hi, you're on the air.
Hey, Tony, it's Pete in St. Louis. How are you guys?
Hey, St. Louis Pete, welcome in.
So, listen, I had an interesting watch on Saturday because I couldn't see the game live. I avoided all contact with anybody, avoided the television. And then as I went to grab my phone to see what time it was as I was headed home, my Gaza Law Firm fifth quarter reaction update was on my phone. And I saw that they had won. But ironic as that is, what was interesting is when you view a game like that without emotion, and I watched it from start to stop, and then I listened to the call-in show afterwards. I'm like, wow, that's really the difference of the emotion of the game, because I had a completely different lens through which I was viewing the game. And then I look back at the statistics later, and, you know, it was mentioned today, I think Dino said a C effort, and it's interesting how our eyeball tells us what effort looks like, what we're used to in performance. But if you break down some of the statistics, we had 5 sacks. The league average is 2.5 a game. We had 11 tackles for loss. Yes, Joey had the 2 picks, but they were high. They were not great balls, but they hit the hands of the receivers. But he still finished in the top yardage in the entire conference for the day. And it's really the 2 picks are what separate him from having a better efficiency performance than 2 or 3 of the other top guys. So it's just interesting I felt like the cadence of the game and the rhythm of the game probably impacted it more. And then definitely, you're going to have drop passes always, but dropping a TD and then that PI call. So it's just interesting how the emotions of a game, being invested in it, I would have been torn up like the rest of you if I'd have been watching that thing live. But analyzing it afterwards and viewing it with a lens of knowing the outcome was definitely a different experience and tempered me a little bit.
You controlled the tempo, as a friend of mine likes to say, who likes to record games and cut all the fat out, so to speak. Yeah, that's an interesting perspective from you. People were viscerally upset with the way Tennessee's got gashed in the run game and beat up at the point of attack. And then they were viscerally upset with the way Heupel took those 2 timeouts off the field with him and didn't even give his kicker an opportunity to kick. It was a weird, strange, odd, crazy football game on Saturday. Just a bizarre game, man.
Yeah, and those are great criticisms.
Sure.
The time management, that's super valid. The only thing in my mind I was thinking is, what is he doing? Trying to make sure there's no substitution. But then they paused and let 25 seconds run off the clock before they ran the play. I was like, well, I guess that wasn't it. I guess it wasn't a let's hurry up and catch them out of position opportunity, whether it started that way and then they had to alter what they were doing because of what they saw. But those are all great critiques. They played through all of that. But defensively, just not seeing us get, hit on the run like that so hard. But this is what I love about this team so far this year, from the offense and the defense. When they need to make a play, that 4th down catch by Brazel, it was thrown behind him. And that winners win. And what we have right now are guys that know how to win when it matters the most. And I know one of the callers, or you said this over the weekend, Nico would have never completed that tying score in the 4th quarter. He doesn't have that mojo. That's what's impressive about this team, is you can never count them out, and winners win, and those guys play and make the plays under pressure.
That's right. And this quarterback's not great, but he's good enough in this league this year. This is a Joes versus Pros league, and the Joes are good enough in this league. In fact, the Joes are outplaying the Pros. Look at what happened. Guys, in what world, Bino, would I have told you guys that a kid from Ferris State would outplay Nussmeier in that game Saturday if I'd have told you guys that a year ago? Y'all would have laughed at me. Lane Kiffin put the ball in that kid's hands on 4th down and said, "Go win the game for me, Beanstar."
Yeah, Tony. I mean, it is the new world. It is a brand new world because up until several years ago, there wouldn't be a kid from Ferris State sitting over there at Ole Miss.
And I told Bino, Pete, before you came on off the air, I said one thing that the reaction of people showed me is that they can professionalize this all they want. This is still plenty college football. The emotion on our postgame the other day leads me to believe that this is still college football in its heart.
You love your school, right?
No
whether
doubt.
You went there, whether it's your family followed it.
No doubt.
It is so different. It'll always be different from the Pros in that.
Yep.
How players come and go has definitely changed. But again, I would have been a completely different human being watching that type of game, not knowing the outcome. Probably saved myself a few extra heartbeats over the weekend, but definitely still have the passion for it. And it's just interesting. And you're right. If you look at the statistics from this past week, I ran them through, I Googled them, and what quarterbacks performed the best? It was the Joes, as you pointed out.
Yep.
And it's just really an interesting, and I just think I'm excited for the remaining games. None are going to be easy. I mean, we've proven that this year. No games are going to be givenies. I don't like the Arkansas change, because does that change them in any way that might be a positive? So nothing, you can't take anything for granted in this league, but they do win. And I always take with a grain of salt, like Negative and the Heupel should be fired immediately. You got to take that kind of stuff with a grain of salt. And you're right. He doesn't really believe that, but
I love me some Negative, man. So passionate.
It's entertaining.
Just a human, and people get so triggered by him, but he's just like a raw nerve, man. That's what Negative is. He's just an exposed raw. He should be fired. You know what they should do? You should leave him on the bus.
My reply to all those people is, who are you going to replace him with? Look around. Look around in the world.
That's the point, right?
We tried that once, and it was 15 plus years in the wilderness. So be careful what you wish for.
I want to live in the playoffs, and this guy's got a high floor. It's what you want. I want to live in the playoffs, so it's a lot more football.
Would you guys? Yeah, I'm sorry. Would you guys agree that he has improved every year? There's still some things he needs to work on, that game management stuff, but I don't see him going backwards or not continuing to adjust and improve. His play, how he ran the team last year with what he had to work with, that shows a coach that is not resting on, I'm stuck where I'm at. That shows a guy that's willing to learn, change. Bringing Chaney in as an analyst, things like that, that shows me that he works on getting better, just like he requires his team to do.
I agree with that. Yeah. Thank you. Great talking to you. And I had some people, I've had several people suggest why not hiring or going to get Sam Pittman. I don't know. Is he familiar with Sam Pittman? This guy's a creature comfort guy. So I don't know. The Chaney thing, I guess, is outside of his creature comfort zone, in all fairness.
Chaney's worked for 3 different head coaches.
Yep. Chaney's Mr. Knoxville.
All except for, I guess, 4 different head coaches. Kiffin, Dooley, Pruitt, and Heupel.
Favorite thing about Chaney was that last time when they hired him, they were going back and forth on some ridiculous things, and he agreed. Let's see, who was the AD then? He got some exorbitant stuff the last time he came back. Now he's over there working for $50,000. You know what Tony Basilio has said down through the years? Pino, tell him what Tony Basilio has said down through the years about these football coaches.
They'd work for basically whatever you pay them because that's what they love to do.
And you people are making these people filthy rich for no reason. It makes no sense to me, but that's just me. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air. Hi.
Hey, Tony. What's going on, man?
Hey, Josh. Welcome in, brother.
Hey, I think Saturday was a great SEC football game. A lot of highs and lows.
Yep.
Anytime you get a win, just kind of have to soak it up a little bit and be glad to get out there with it, especially after, we could have easily lost that game.
Josh. Hey, that Mississippi State team's good, Josh. You can tell that they went out in the offseason and spent on their payroll, and that they have now I'm not sure how many games they're going to win in this league, but they have a credible football team. Like, if you put them in the Big Ten, they'd win a bunch of games, Josh.
Yeah, I'd love to have that running back. I know that.
Oh, hell yeah. I would take him. I would trade 2 of our guys for that guy.
The couple of things that I thought was unacceptable was the special teams play.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to cost you opportunity to have a playoff spot down the road. There's going to be a ton of close games in this league.
Yeah.
You cannot have that kind of special teams play. And our kicker has to get his head out of his ass, Tony. I mean, you got to go in there and hit easy kicks in this league.
Well, I was told, and I went back and watched it, that it looked like a weird kind of snap, or the snap got on the ground somehow, and then they got it finally got it up. Bino, is it okay to excuse that one, or do you agree with Josh on this, that he's got to make that kick? Which one?
Well, the one I think he's got to make is the one that you have to beat Georgia, because there was nothing wrong with anything that went on that play except for kicking the football. But yeah, he needs to get back to being a little bit more consistent like he was earlier for Tennessee. But Josh is right. We've got to sew some things up on special teams. And I understand. I guess I understand that they were trying to send a little bit of a message to Boo, who had fumbled a couple of punts. But I think we found out we need him to be our punt returner. I don't care what he did in 2 games that didn't matter.
Isn't it funny?
Going back to
go ahead, Brian.
The kicker, he's 8 of 10, which is pretty good for a college kicker, but his misses have been just huge misses.
It would have been 2 misses to lose games for you. I mean, essentially, like Josh is saying, you easily could have walked out of there having lost because he missed both those kicks.
Yeah, I don't really count the kicks in these blowout wins. I mean, I'm talking about
point.
real kicks.
That's
when
good point.
pressure's there. And Tony can't muff punts. I mean, put Luke Carter back there. I agree completely with Rob Lewis. If you kept him on the team, put him in the damn game and live with it. The play he made on defense was unbelievable. He almost killed that guy. The kid's a football player. He's a knucklehead, but he can play football. And the other thing I found unacceptable, Tony, is you got a veteran SEC official, Dave Smith, who played quarterback at Alabama, and they go on like this guy's one of the top officials in the league, and you cannot allow that call to happen. I mean, it's $1 billion product, Tony. You got to have earpieces in this guy in these guys' ears or something. That call cannot stand in an SEC football game with this much money on the line, this much, passion from all these fan bases. That call can't happen. That's unacceptable.
Matt
completely.
pointed out, and a couple callers pointed out in our Garza Law fifth quarter fan reaction, and they're right. The guy is literally 30 yards away when he made the call. If you can't get in position to make the call and you don't see it, then don't make the call. Don't make the
Tony,
call.
one more thing, and I'll get out of
His
here.
buddy ahead of the play, guys, should come in there and talk to him, and they should have picked the play.
That's exactly right.
Because the guy who had the best view of it did not throw his flag.
And he should have walked up to him and said, "What did you see?"
Absolutely.
And you tell me, what you saw, and then you look at him and go, "You didn't see what you thought you saw." I'm going to tell you something, guys. The ACC has got this thing right with the booth because they're communicating with each other. They did it Friday night during that game. And the guy in the booth told the guy on the field, "You did not see what you thought you just saw. This is the call. You're going to change the call. You're going to spot the ball here, and you're going to play football." And that's what you need to do. And you know what? That you can't. I'll tell you something about this Brazel guy. And again, I told you he doesn't have the greatest work habits in the world, and he doesn't. He is having one awesome year. Everything thrown near him, he's coming down with right now. And I'm going to tell you something. I would chunk 2 more balls his way every game till he gets out of that track because he is on a heater, an all-time heater right now. That was one incredible play. Incredible play. Incredible on that play. And then the catch on fourth down, where it's like behind, he does the Michael Irvin thing or the Alvin Harper back in the day with the Cowboys, one arm behind your back, pulling the ball in deal. Come on, man. I mean, that's serious now.
Hey, Tony, I've heard a lot of people say they hope Heupel learns and hope he progresses.
Sure.
I love Heupel. I appreciate what he's brought to the program. It's so much fun now compared to what we went through.
Yep.
But the biggest thing on whether this guy's going to learn is he falls in love with these highly ranked recruits that have the huge arms and all the physical tools when he is clearly, we are so much better when he ends up with a guy who has a lot of moxie, who has a lot of ability to process things, may not have the best arm in the world, but can make plays and doesn't get rattled or doesn't overthink stuff.
Yep.
And I'm afraid we're going down the same road again with this big time recruit that's coming in when we could easily take all that extra money and invest it in some other areas of the team who need improvement, like safety and outside linebacker. And Tony, I think that's the biggest thing with Heupel. All it takes is a good quarterback. It don't take no once in a lifetime guy. He just needs good quarterback play. And if he continues to do that, Tony, we're going to be there every year. I have no doubt. But anyway, I'm glad we got out there to win. I listened to you guys. I listened to a lot of callers. I was emotional too and pissed at times. But, man, the game's changed. It's more of an NFL product, Tony. And you got to take road wins when you get them. So
thank you, my brother.
Keep it going. See you guys.
Speaking of road wins, Brian, share that number on Heupel right now because it's pretty illustrative of what's going on across the sport. Go ahead, Brian.
I think Heupel sort of gets a bad rap because he's won 8 SEC road games since 21.
Yep.
But half of those road wins have come at either Vanderbilt or Kentucky, which every coach wins road games at Vanderbilt and Kentucky, even ones that aren't very good. So I think he sort of gets a bad rap. And the 4 non-Vandy Kentucky road wins were 21 at Missouri, 22 at LSU, 24 at Oklahoma, and Mississippi State the other day. I think the best one was probably LSU, but some of those road losses, Arkansas for one, have been very costly. The South Carolina game was very costly. So I think a lot of it's, he's 8-9, which is good, but a lot of folks just won't say, hey, look, they're not going to give him credit because half of those road wins were at Kentucky and Vandy.
Is that cheese?
Which right now, you win at Vandy is I think that's probably a pretty good road win considering.
Oh, yeah, they're formidable right now. Bino, is that a fair thing, the fair way of looking at hype? Well, I think that's kind of cheese moving, like to say, you go to Oklahoma and you beat them and they weren't really that good. Well, you still had to beat them. You went to LSU and beat them that year and they weren't that good. Well, you were the one that showed they weren't that good. I mean, you were the reason they went into a tailspin.
Yeah, I think all of those are, especially LSU and Oklahoma, are really, really solid road wins, regardless of what happened to them later in the season, because teams later in the season were playing a different team than we played the night that we played.
And on Josh's phone call, Bino, one thought, okay? If I knew that my head coach could identify a Joe versus a pro, then I'd say by all means do that. This guy hasn't shown he can identify a quarterback that can play in his system in the SEC. And I think he's very good. Like I said earlier, I think he's a very good coach. He's not great. Like if you were ranking him in the country right now, he's like a top 15, 16, 17 coach, somewhere in that neighborhood. Pretty good. I mean, if you made a list, I'm sure that's probably where he would end up, which is good. I mean, hell, that's a lot better than we've been doing. And so the weirdest thing about him, though, is I don't know that he could identify, because I would say do that. If I could find me somebody comparable or commensurate to this Aguilar guy, Bino, annually, I say that's the way you ought to manage your budget when you have this offense. Do we agree on that? I wouldn't even fool around with a Faison Brandon, because I'm not sure how much he's going to add to you. Because this guy is really good, this guy we have. You could win it all with this guy if you put enough players around him, I believe.
Yeah, Tony, I guess the opposite side of the coin is you'd have to hit every year if that's what you did.
That's my point, yeah.
Every time you would have to hit.
Yeah, that's my point.
I think you have to kind of use those guys as space holders. The problem with trying to find a space holder is now the young kids won't stay anywhere if they don't play the first year that you bring them into your program. A lot of them won't.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
So they won't stay here long enough to be the guy that we would take 2 years, 3 years later.
That's why Oregon is just out there.
It's a hard balance. But I mean, those guys at Oregon are good football players. It's not like they were stiffs.
You're right.
That came out of nowhere.
You're right.
These guys were highly rated, thought of quarterbacks that went somewhere else first.
You know what I wonder? I wonder if Nico would have left in December when he should have left, for his sake and for ours, who we would have ended up with. That would have been very interesting. Back to the phones we go, because you're almost to the point with Tennessee where you can't count on this Brandon guy till he signs. You better have a list, all these schools. You better have a list on who your quarterback's going to be next year from other starting quarterbacks around the league. We heard C the other day on our Thursday show talk about how he knows somebody on a staff in the league that's making a list. And he went through like the top 9 quarterbacks that are gettable out there, and none of them are SEC guys. Is that right, Brian? Or was there one SEC guy on that list? Do you remember, Brian?
Yeah, I think there may have been one at the most that were on the list, but one of those guys on that list got benched over the weekend, Eli Goldstein at Pitt.
Back to and that just shows to show you. But again,
well,
that Goldstein guy, somebody will take him, and he's in Nico's class. He was like number 13 in Nico's class. I'm so sick with the whole Nico class thing that I know that guy was like number 11 or number 12 that year. I almost have that list memorized. I've looked at it so much. It's so bad.
I think LSU that year went on to play. They beat Alabama later on, and they played for the SEC championship against Georgia.
There you go. So I guess that was a quality win, Brian.
That's the best win. That's probably the best road win he's had.
For you hypo haters out there.
One thing I completely agree with you on, though, Tony, is in these days of roster budget management, I would certainly not put a huge amount of my budget that I have on an unproven player.
Look, I'm not talking to James Clausen every day. I don't know. I like James. Those are good people, okay? And what's going south, people were blaming them for the recruiting earlier, and it's like these guys are doing a great job raising the money. Leave those guys alone. My thing is, why would I take $2 million in this Brandon kid and put it on the bench next year? Now, that's an honest, real-world thing that we can say to each other as fans, because that's a waste of money. They spent $4 million on Nico. Bino, do you think that's a good expenditure of money?
Well, obviously not. But
totally pissing your money away. That's all that is.
I know I probably would have done exactly the same thing at the time they did it.
Sure. We were all excited. I was on here calling the guy Michael Vick last year before the season started. It's embarrassing. By the way, Arkansas has just fired 2 defensive assistants today, and I bet they've improved on defense. Literally the most non-competitive, this side of UAB, the most non-competitive defensive performance I've ever seen in my life in that first half the other day. I watched a little bit of it, and then I was watching in my car while I was driving because I was going down to Calhoun's on the river to get Laura and I some takeout, and she was back here doing taxes, so I had to get out of here before she was going to absolutely wring my pencil neck. And I flipped on Arkansas's radio network. I don't know who their color commentator is, but he was apoplectic at how out of position, how non-competitive they were. And Brian, what's the stat on Arkansas over the weekend in the first half? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, listen to this.
They gave up 28 points without getting Notre Dame to third down only one time.
And then Notre Dame went out when they were absolutely trucking them. And I don't know who Sam Pittman, what he did to Notre Dame's head coach, but they faked a punt on him. The guy's losing by like 5 touchdowns, and they faked a punt on him. I mean, what in the world? What did the guy do to you? Steal your girlfriend at some point in your life? You get in your wife's DMs? I mean, what? Bino, why would you do that to a guy? It's getting ready to get fired. I mean, come on, man. Yeah. Come on, Freeman. Yeah. And if I'm Freeman, I go to my special teams guy and I go, why did you just do that? Or the punter, why did you just do that? We're beating the hell out of these people. Let's go to the phone.
Let's save it for a game we need.
Yes. Hello and welcome in. You're on our Monday after the TLD Logistics phone lines are open. Hi.
Hey, Tona, Bobby.
Welcome in.
To be brief, I think the reason they did that, I actually think Freeman probably called it. They have to whip their fannies because they've already got 2 L's. They have to beat an SEC team mercilessly to have a chance at making the playoffs. I think they did that intentionally.
Yeah, but
I think they wanted to mercy kill them.
That SEC team?
I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Arkansas can't play.
No, they can't. But it's an SEC win, and they don't have any quality. They have one opportunity to quality win this year, and it's USC, who got beat by what I would consider a moribund Illinois team.
Yeah, it was really odd result.
So, I mean, C called it, I believe. Actually, I think C said that.
Not really, though.
I think
Illinois.
I think that was Brian.
They're not as bad as Indiana made them look.
Our guys on the Dos Equis Winners and Losers program have made a point of finding these teams that come east, these West Coast teams. They're not faring well in that league a year and a half in. It's not going well,
especially if they're given points.
Well, it doesn't matter. They're just not faring well. Okay.
Interesting. Well, can I just send out some commendations, Tony? Commendations to Nega Dave on the commitment to the bit. I'll commit to a bit once in a while, Tony, but his commitment to the bit is incredible because there's no way he believes that. You've said that, but there's no way he believes.
Oh no, he 100% believes it. He was on hold earlier the other day. When you talk to that guy off the air, no, he believes it. He's a raw nerve.
Well, then there's counseling services out there for people like him that I would suggest. There's great ones around town. Tony, we're mental health advocates around here. I think you would agree. Then he probably has a mental illness of some sort. So I digress because I thought it was always a bit, but apparently it's not. In what world can you potentially say Josh Heupel and Butch Jones are the same guy? Could not believe that came out of his mouth.
I mean, Bino, could you imagine ever thinking that, let alone saying that?
No, Tony. I don't think there's a smidgen of a comparison between those two guys.
Does he believe that Derek Dooley is a better coach than Josh Heupel? Because if he believes what he said, then because I believe Derek Dooley is a better football coach than Butch Jones. Butch Jones had a better collection of talent. Also, Butch Jones took over a much better situation than Josh Heupel. Let's not forget, guys, this is year 5, and we had that yokel from Alabama in here, and he set our car on fire, then drove it off a cliff into the ocean. It was bad. I don't have any explanation for that.
Here's the thing about Butchie Boy that I love, who got beat over the weekend, and the Arkansas State fans are learning this. He is a diminishing returns coach the longer he goes, because there's no doubt he's already lost his team, and they're sick of hearing him because they know he's a fraud. But he's the same guy, Brian. When you said everybody wins at Vanderbilt, I almost stopped you, because he lost a game at Vanderbilt on a Saturday night when all the Vols had to do was win, and they're in the Sugar Bowl for the first time in a generation, Bri. And they got blowed out in that game, if you guys will remember that.
He lost a game at Kentucky, too.
There you go. So
that 11 game?
Let's not compare this guy to that guy.
No, that was a different game. I digress on that one. Here's the end of the results, Tony. I agree with you on Joey Aguilar. He's not great, but he's very good.
Yeah.
I like the sentiment that we could go out and find another Joey Aguilar. This time, maybe give him more than 90 days to learn the offense. That'd be kind of cute. Can you imagine how good we'd be if he had 180 days to learn the offense? And I'm no longer on the let's bash Nico train. I think that kid's it's not even his fault anymore. And lastly, who had a worse weekend? Gunnar Stockton's Heisman Trophy candidacy, or the U.S. Having to give up a half a point for a guy getting a withdrawal? Shouldn't they have just withdrawn 5 players and called it a cup? See ya.
No, I agree with that. I think that would have been, if that thing would have ended up tied, that was going to be one of the greatest sports controversies ever. And if the U.S. would have come back and won yesterday, that would have been one of the biggest gag jobs in the history of mankind. And I'm talking in the history of mankind. I think the odds of that thing being at one point were like 4,000 to 1, some crazy thing, or 400 to 1, like the live odds at one point. And then it was 5 to 1 there at the very end, when there were 3 matches still going on. That was going to be one of the great melt jobs in the history of the world, part 1, 2, and 3. And shame on those people in New York for the way they treated Rory McIlroy and his family. And if you're one of them and you're listening to me, you're a damn disgrace and an embarrassment to our country. This lack of civility in our society right now toward other people has got to stop. It's got to stop, man. Just because you wear a different uniform than I do doesn't mean I get to throw stuff at you and intimidate your wife and act like a damn Florida fan back in the 90s, which ironically enough, maybe it's not ironically, is where a lot of those Florida undergrads come from, that area. Because those people up there, Bino, that cheer for your Yankees are a bunch of damn animals. That's what they are. No offense to them. There's
Tony,
no place for that.
I'm a Yankee. I'm a Yankee fan, but I'm not a Yankee fan.
Just like I can't stand the Eagle fan base that does that, and I've said it on here. I don't think there's any place in this world for treating somebody like when they did when the Viking fans, you talk about committing to the bit. The Sixers used to have a guy who was a Redskin fan, and he played for, I think his name's Mike Scott, I think is who it was. Big, huge forward. Some little Rocky, some little sawed-off punk, Bino, tried to square off at him at a tailgate. Mike Scott would have beaten this guy into like 2027 somewhere, and that was about 3 or 4 years ago. All because Mike
That's
Scott
the guy
had
who
a Redskin jersey on.
It's like the guy in Kentucky that tried to go at Clay.
It's exactly what it was. It's what it looked like.
That being said, Tony, regardless of the region of the country we live in, we could all use a refresher course in decency.
Exactly. Hello and welcome into our next call. You are on our Monday edition. Hi.
Hey, Tom, it's Rusty.
Hey, Rusty.
Hey, brother. Got 5 things. 1, this is just food for thought for everybody.
I'll tell you what, Rusty, stay right there. I'm off my clock. Stay right there. And you give me your food for thought. We continue. I'll let him have the floor. And then we'll do it. It's our Monday edition. No Josh Heupel this week. We can stretch out our legs and enjoy our second hour after this.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted grade A grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the volunteer state by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof. T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka, and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka, distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. Basilio here. No one does it like Alumni Hall. I'm here to tell you, living Vol fan, only one place. That's the best place to shop for Tennessee gear, and that's Alumni Hall. The best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel for the whole family. Top brands like Nike, Champion, Columbia, Peter Millar. Load up on hats, accessories, Yeti, all your tailgating necessities. Download the Alumni Hall app, click account, and it'll tell you how much Hall cash you've earned. You earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Alumni Hall, with physical locations in Murfreesboro, Bristol, and 3 locations in Knoxville, now open in Johnson City. Pop into Alumni Hall and get ready and tell them Tony B sent you. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to Budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified repair member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to Budget.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger rates. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama's Easy approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
It's always magnificent. The Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to Boo.
Before we get back to the phones, and as promised, Rusty, a quick legal.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340. WKG in Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fanrun Radio.
Hour 2, the incomparable William Pattison will be joining us coming up. But let's get Rusty back in here. Rusty, thank you for your patience. Welcome back in with the cast and crew on a April-free Monday, and you're on the air. Welcome in.
Thanks, brother. I don't mind a bit. I appreciate the latitude. First thing, or the last thing is, it's a story about fans throwing stuff that is hilarious, in my opinion. I've told people they love it, so that's what I want to talk about at the end. First off, just for the food for thought thing is this one thing: is Faison Brandon JKS out at Cal as a freshman, or is he DJ Ua Ungozole or Nico Iamaliava? Is he one of those guys, or is he the JKS kid at Cal? Because I'm for the portal quarterback, but is he that kid at Cal that's unbelievable and can throw the ball as a true freshman as good as anybody there is? And the answer to the question is none of us know, including every coach in the country. You just don't know. So maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not, but until you get kids on campus, you just don't know. And that's the food for thought thing.
Yeah. He didn't have the greatest game against San Diego State. Something happened there.
He's playing with a Cal team that's horribly untalented, but he is legit. He's an absolute stud. If every game that team wins, it's on his shoulders.
Well, I think the biggest problem today, Rusty, is I don't care how good you are in high school. Most every kid that, or whatever their star rating is, most every kid that comes in needs some time to get ready to play college football, especially in the SEC, the Big Ten, Power Four conferences. And very few of them today are willing to take that time. They want to play right now.
There's a learning curve. And getting a kid that's already played a bunch of football somewhere else and taking the lumps is an advantage. I think the portal's the right way to go, but sometimes you can get a kid that's elite. My point is really nobody knows until you get kids on campus.
Right.
None of us do. None of the coaches do. Two things on the game. One is we're not running the ball enough. I know Greg lost his mind about running the ball up the middle too much, blah, blah, blah. We're not running it enough. We got the ball inside their 25-yard line on 2 drives where first, second, and third down, we threw the ball. Both drives did not move the sticks and settled for field goals. We're not staying committed to the run enough. Secondly, about the game, the refs convened. The ref that threw the flag and the ref that was much closer to the penalty convened for about 25, 30 seconds on the PI, and the ref that threw the flag convinced the other one that he was right.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't see him convene.
Yeah, I saw it on the all 22. My point on this is, in real time, it looks like PI. In real times, I understand why refs throw flags. Coaches need to be allowed a challenge on plays like that. We can see it really quickly on replay that wasn't PI, and the booth can look at it and tell the ref, hey, we're giving you an assisted replay real quick that it wasn't PI. It needs to be waved off. And the Wake Forest coach deserves to also challenge that offsides call not being called that decided the Georgia Tech Wake Forest game. If we can review so many things, reviewing whether a guy's in the neutral zone or not, or reviewing whether pass interference did in fact occur, let coaches one or two times a ball game in a really big moment say, hey, you should look at this. It's a judgment call. Let the person who has slow motion be the judge, not the person who's watching this in real time from 30 yards away.
If there's a scoring play on a touchdown and there's something like that happens, it should be automatically reviewed.
I agree with that, Brian. That
was a scoring,
and that was a scoring play. That's a really great point.
It's taboo to replay judgment calls. Why? It's still a judgment call by the booth, and they have a better look at it. So that's my
Brian,
on the ball.
You
game.
guys, that's an interesting point you bring up, both of you, because we're getting ready in baseball to go to this thing where I'm going to tap my hat if I'm a pitcher or catcher. And I saw this in real time when I was at spring training. And the replay is so instantaneous. There's no reason the guy from upstairs can't buzz down and go, hey, let's look at that call. And it'll take 10 seconds to look at that. They could have gotten that right in about 30 seconds.
Yep. But hey, you can't overrule somebody's judgment. That's the thing, and we should be overruling guy's judgment who's watching in real time.
I would think that guy wants to get it right, Rusty, because that guy today feels
He's
like
getting crucified.
He feels like a damn fool. Yes.
Yeah, and the poor guys in the Wake Forest Georgia Tech game, those guys are going to get suspended for messing that up.
Yes.
I don't want to rehash the Georgia game. I'm disappointed, but I've been screaming about the fact that Banks ruined that ball game for us because we played man too much against a quarterback that can't throw against zone. Womack at Alabama played zone and then some more zone, and then he played even more zone, and he made Stockton look so bad throwing the football on passing downs. Stockton cannot attack zones, and we gave him man-to-man coverage in big moments, time after time, and made it easy on him. Because he's really, really good at just attacking you when you give him a clear picture of that guy's guarding that guy. And Alabama said, no, we've seen the tape. We've seen what Marshall and Austin Peay did to you when they dropped 8 guys into a big zone, and you can't throw against it. And Banks, for whatever reason, did the opposite. And it cost us the ball game.
All right, and give me the thought on the crowd issue.
So this is 2001 South Carolina game in Neyland. Me and my best friend in the world, best man at my wedding, played tight end for me in high school. If you think I'm a big dude, this is a freak show of a dude, and 10 times more athletic than most human beings on earth. He and I are together. We're sitting with Tennessee crowd, but we're right up against the South Carolina crowd, who's kind of below us where the overhang is, or where there's a separation between where their band is and their crowd is kind of in front of them, and they're below us.
Yep.
And the game is close all night. The coldest game I've ever been to, I think. Lou's the coach at South Carolina still, and we end up winning a close one. Mm-hmm. And their fans have our cheerleaders down in front of them, in front of where their band section is, that area of the stadium. Mm-hmm. And they have gotten big ice cubes. And I guess they've kept them in cups, let it freeze together, and they're throwing large chunks of ice at our cheerleaders.
Wow.
And me and my buddy are losing our mind about it. And we're above them a little bit, like I said, but still kind of beside them, but elevated. Our sections are separated by a fence or a wall or whatever. And I'm like, we got to do something. We got to get their attention away from throwing these pieces of ice. So I grab a box of popcorn that somebody had left on the ground, and I just open the box and sling the box out, but I hold on to the box so all the popcorn comes flying out of it. And it rains popcorn down on them, just trying to distract them from acting the fools and bring their attention to us. And I do that, and it just is a nice, pretty shower. Nobody's getting hurt, but it enrages them. And they're ready to climb that wall and come after me and my buddy. And there's still a lot of fans around us. And this husband and wife that are behind me with kids who have been talking to us all ball game, sweet as they could be. I turn around and look at them. I said, I need something else. And I turn back around and I'm looking at the car because they're trying to come after us. And my buddy's ready to fight. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I guess we'll do this. And I look back at her and she goes, here, take this. This sweet lady, probably 50 at the time, handed me an empty Jack Daniels bottle.
Let's go.
And I set it down as quick as I could. And I said, you know what, man, let's get the hell out of here.
That's a great idea. When I'm picking up something glass or considering picking up something glass to throw at you, it might be time for us to go.
Hey, where was Dave Ubbins' article then about how fans are throwing stuff on the field at cheerleaders? Where was the article?
Thank you, Rusty. It was a figment in God's eye. Thank you, Rusty.
It didn't happen?
No. Ubbins only pointed out that Tennessee
fans do that only? I mean, okay. We're glad we know that.
Of course, Vicky Fulmer got accosted, threatened in a tunnel at Georgia, and the AD just kind of looked the other way back in the 90s. Why? Well, because because Florida was winning, and I mean, when you're winning and everything's kind of going your way, it doesn't really matter. But when you're on the other side of it, and good decision, Rusty. I remember, guys, I was talking about this the other day. Do you guys remember in the old Metropolitan Stadium that Cowboy in the 70s? You'll remember this. Saturday afternoon, or Sunday afternoon, rather, the Cowboys were playing the Minnesota Vikings in the old Metropolitan Stadium, and Drew Pearson pushed off on a touchdown right corner of the end zone to create the separation, and no referee called it. And the Cowboys scored like what was a definitive touchdown in the game, late in the game to, I think, win the game. And somebody threw a bottle out of the stands. A bottle. That's what people brought to those games back in the day. A bottle, looked like a milk bottle almost. It hit that line judge in the head and basically knocked him out on the field. You got to be really careful, man, at these games. You got to be, like Rusty said, sometimes you got to check your head and walk away.
There was a game at a Giant stadium, and the Giant fans were throwing snowballs on the field.
Yeah.
Well, a cameraman caught one guy clearly he was taking pictures of it, and just happened to have an image that was clear of this one guy throwing a snowball. And they got the guy, nobody else got caught, but this guy, they actually sent it to the proper whoever they sent him to, and they actually got a hold of the guy and prosecuted him or something.
Oh.
And he was the only one throwing stuff, but he got caught, and so they prosecuted him.
In his neighborhood, they call that guy the biggest loser. Because you got to be a damn loser to be in the middle of a group of people throwing snowballs, and you're the one that gets singled out. That's like a friend of mine was a state cop forever and ever, and he said people would say to him, but everybody, they would go, you're going like 82 and a 55, and he'd go, yeah, but so was everybody else. And he goes, yeah? And? I mean, you're going 82 and a 55, Chief. Hello and welcome into our next call. You are on our Monday edition here. TLD Logistics phone lines are open. Hi.
Hey, guys, Dave.
Hey, there he is, catching strays, Dave.
Dave.
I didn't say that Josh Heupel was Butch Jones, just like I said he was slightly above Butch Jones. Slightly. That's what I said.
Bino, you like this
guy? I never said he was exactly like Butch Jones.
Slightly above him. Just kind of slightly, Dave.
And so far,
Dave.
He's slightly, but okay, that's all right.
Dave, I'm back to this. Dave, I'm back to this. I'm not going to fight with you, Dave.
That guy.
Dave, you don't mean that. You don't mean that, Dave.
I'll get to that phone call, that guy, a couple phone calls ago at the very end of this conversation.
Yeah.
Our starting quarterback next year is going to be Joey Aguilar. He's going to get another year of eligibility.
Now that's
you think so, Dave?
That's breaking news.
Oh, I know he is.
You know he is?
His situation is exactly like Diego Pavia. He played 2 years of junior college football. This is his third year of D1 football. Same as Diego Pavia.
I never thought about that.
That's true. Has that been resolved though?
That is if you look it up right now, if you type in does Joey Aguilar have another year in 2026, it'll tell you he does, and he will win that court case, and he will be.
That was my question. That second court case has not yet been resolved. Is that true?
The Pavia case has not been resolved.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Pavia will get another year. What I'm saying right now is Joey Aguilar is still 1 year short of where Pavia is right now. This is Pavia's fourth year at D1. Pavia had 2 years of junior college. Right. He had 2 years at New Mexico State. And this is his second year of at Vanderbilt. Joey Aguilar had 2 years of junior college. This is his third year at D1 ball. 2 years at App, 1 year at Tennessee. He's going to get the fourth year. I'm serious. I thought, the lady, the guy that's close to the wife working down there.
Basketball.
Said he's definitely going to be back next year.
That's breaking news. I'll tell you this. I'd take him back next year. Would you be?
And that's
Absolutely.
exactly what he said.
Absolutely.
He said it's gonna. They said it's gonna run off McIntyre. It's gonna run off McClanger, and we know it, and it doesn't matter.
I would take him back.
Brandon, the freshman would be your backup quarterback. Yeah, absolutely. You can't listen. There's no guarantees that McIntyre, as his second year, is going to be able to run it off him.
Oh no, they like him a lot, but again, the guys they like, you're I'm kind of doing this. I'm a little, but they do like him. And I can report that to you. They like him a lot.
What would you rather have? A 19 or 20-year-old quarterback starting next year, or a 25-year-old man? They can run the system. It's a no-brainer.
You imagine,
easy decision.
You imagine if that kid came back and they went. Let's say they go like. Let's say I'm wrong. They go 10-2. Okay, make a playoff. We go 10-2. Bino, can you imagine the amount of endorsements that kid will get in the offseason around here? Could set him up for the rest of his life.
Imagine him in that home schedule, all the excitement in the offseason.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and Billy just texted me and he's right. Is the question now is, can Joey go make some money in the NFL?
No.
Because all of a sudden, people are talking about him being drafted.
I don't buy that.
Now that would be the only, but that'd be the only thing that he wouldn't be back. Is he decided to go to the draft.
If I were him, I would stay. If I had a choice, I'd stay here for the sure thing.
Because he can make a lot of money next year here.
Now that'll make. Here's what I'm not for, guys. And if he's eligible, I want him back. But that would be his 6th year of college football. Is that correct?
Correct, because
he went somewhere before he went to junior college. Then he goes to junior college.
No, Bino. He started at California Junior College because he was off. I believe the story is that he was off for a year. He was doing something, contracting or painting or whatever, and then he went to that junior college, Bino, for 2 seasons.
Okay, so he went somewhere and then left there and then went back to junior college. Is that correct?
That's
because he was somewhere before he went to junior college.
2 junior colleges, that's right. Because he couldn't get anybody to give him a sniff. He was an unranked player.
Yeah.
He played 2 years of junior college ball. He's played. This is his 3rd year of D1. Pavia,
so next year will be his 6th year that he's played.
Yeah,
just like
Pavia.
That's too many years of college football, guys. I hope we get him back. 5 is what they should have.
He has the damn Grinch that stole Christmas, Dave, over here.
Nobody should get to play 6 years of college
football back. Bino's on a high horse,
I want him back. I don't think
done it for
6 years of college football is good for college football.
Pavi's done it for 2 years. Why isn't it good for college football?
I know. And fine, Tony. You just told a story about the trooper. That don't make it right.
Hey, Jeff, here's the thing. This coach of ours is not having an easy time finding a quarterback to fit his system.
He's been fortunate with the 2 guys that fit it. That is correct. That's correct.
He actually lucked out on the 2 guys that fit it.
Good. I'll take luck.
Yeah, I mean, so if Joey wants to come back and it runs off the guy, I'm sorry. I mean, I know this guy can run it off. It doesn't matter what the star rating is. He gets the ball out to where it needs to go, and we use the entire field.
Yes, they're using the whole. In fact, they came out in that pro stuff the other day. In another league game, the tight splits and the pro stuff. They were back in the pro stuff again.
Yeah, they on Bishop's touchdown run. They were in a with two tight ends.
So I love that power formation with that freshman blocking out in front of that. That's some beautiful football there. That overtime run, that was beautiful, man.
All right, I was
Dave, I was thinking, and I didn't hear your call, Dave, to the post-game show, but I was thinking that you and I are never ever going to be on the same page when it comes to evaluating quarterbacks. It's because you look at a magnifying glass and find a blemish on Miss Universe, whereas I'll sift through the rubble of a tsunami to find one little keepsake. I don't think either one of them are the correct way to evaluate a coach. I think Josh Heupel would absolutely hate for you to be his boss, and after a few years, the Tennessee football fans would hate for me to be his boss. So somewhere in the middle of what you and I do is the correct way to evaluate a coach.
Jeff, I'm just concerned with his decision making in the Georgia game and this game in year 5.
I don't disagree with that, Dave, but I think that this guy is as I said, I think he's a really smart football coach and a good self-evaluator, and I think he's a guy that's going to improve in those areas as he goes along.
Last thing I would say is the caller a couple of hours ago calling me mentally ill. I'm a 62-year-old man, and I really don't care what a young man that grew up in the participation trophy generation and and young man, say to the 60-year-old man's face, not on a sports talk radio show. Y'all have a good day.
Maybe we'll have a negative Roberto in the pit as part of the Oklahoma weekend. But, we'll put a mud pit down there for the Sooner weekend.
Well, that's been a classic weekend for us to go kind of off the board.
What are we doing here? Listen, guys, I am a divider. A uniter, not a...
There you go.
I'm a uniter, not a divider. And y'all need to, in the great words of John Lennon, you need to come together right now under me. And both of you need to heal and relax. All right? Both of y'all need to just kind of chill. Because we love you. We're for you, not again yet. All right? All right. Right? Right? You're with me here?
Aye.
Thank you.
I'm for it.
Okay.
I loved when that couldn't figure out where that dude got I. And then I started hearing Saban, the way Saban says it. And that Jeremy Pruitt just patterned himself after Saban. It's so obvious what he did. His speech, No, Jeremy, it's not. Actually, it's not I. No. Actually, it's not I. We go back to our phones. And, Negative from the top rope, man. Mark the tape. 865-200-5402. I'll tell you what we need to do. My instincts tell me it's time to cool things off as we do that after this.
Yes, Severe on the TLD Logistics Hotline. Online at tldlogistics.com.
Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for the residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Mike Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with Play Call. This season, go for Dose with ice cold refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making a bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Right 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cerveza Mexicanas, Wayne, New York.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted grade A grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Fall officially begins this month, so now is the perfect time to make sure your home's HVAC system is ready for the season ahead. Don't ignore the warning signs if your heating or cooling system is struggling or nearing the end of its lifespan. And if you need fast, reliable HVAC repairs, seasonal preventative maintenance, or want to invest in a new high-efficiency system, then call the trusted HVAC expert at Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Whatever HVAC problems you encounter, our certified technicians will make a full assessment and then provide the best long-term solution to keep your home comfortable again all year long. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacement and free second opinions on repairs. And if budget's tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. Be sure to ask about our 10-plus year warranties that are 2 times longer than industry standards so you don't spend a cent on unexpected costs in the future. So call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cooking. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first time of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that will be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club team starts at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we're the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our trials last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's That's you.
Wow. I really like to thank you, Tony. And I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
There's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with 4 TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
This past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. Baby smooth on these rich vodka soda made with the world's smoothest.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
One item of business before we go back to our phones. And we will do some TLD logistics overtime today. I don't know how much, because we were on like 5.5 hours the other day after the deal. And you know, literally, you can get pretty burnt to a crisp. As Bina and I were just talking off the air, not that you care about that, because people work for a living and I'm not. But I want to shout out the great Mike in Portland, who sent me a gift box, sent us a gift box, I should say. I'm going to turn my camera on for these boys so they can see this. Boys, check this out. Look how beautiful that is. Portland Timbers, established 1975, Mike in Portland. Hey, Mike in Portland, I will be rocking that. I promise you, I'll be rocking that, playing some music with my orange shirt on over it. And you fire me up, folks, being prepared, Mike in Portland. And he also sent us some other goodies. So, Brian, when you come in here, make sure you go through here and get some goodies. He also sent us Victory cigars. Mike, the 85 Sugarval team is going to be, they're going to be doing a deal for them prior to the Arkansas game. Hopefully we'll get a couple of those guys out on the deck at Calhoun's on the River for the Tony Robinson's supposed to come into town, but I'm going to share your Victory cigars with those guys and with the fans that are out there for the Arkansas weekend. We'll be playing music the night of the Arkansas weekend as well. So go ahead, Brian. We go to the phones.
It's interesting how the teams they had to play against in the SEC, you have home games against Arkansas, Oklahoma, Georgia, who they didn't have to face in their career, I don't think, that year. Which it almost as if maybe you'd want, I guess you have to do it on the year, but you'd want a game like somebody they had to beat at home, maybe. Kind of commiserate that. It would be even better.
Yeah,
Even better.
In a perfect world, Auburn would have been on the schedule this year, you know.
Yeah, playing them.
Back to the phones we go. After watching them over the weekend, that's another coach that might not survive the season when you look at their schedule. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
How my French compatriots doing today?
There he is.
Yeah, Tony.
Doing great, buddy. Go for it.
I'm glad to hear that about the 85 Sugar Bowl team. I'm going to try to get a hold of Marco Vanek. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Why don't you get that clown down there? I want to hug his neck. I want to hug his meaty neck.
Yeah, and
is he still living in Virginia? Is Vanek still in Virginia?
Yes, he's in the Charlottesville area.
There you go. I ought to hook my son up with him. I didn't realize that.
So,
he's still doing the financial game?
I'm not sure, Tony. I've heard different stories, so I don't want to say anything on the air, but I'm not. He's doing well. I know that, but I'm not quite sure what he's doing.
There's so many guys off that team. I was asking Johnny Majors about that one time that became either coaches or leaders or communities. He said, not surprising. Not surprising.
I did on the baseball court to see Phil Stewart and Bruce Wilkerson.
Oh, man.
Hopefully a lot of those guys will be there, but it's funny because I wanted to start my call off with a quote from Ben Bird from the 1985 season. And we beat Wake Forest 31-29, which nobody probably remembers. He said in the great Knoxville Journal, the late great Ben Bird said, that's the kind of game we would have lost in the past few years. And we found a way to win. And that's exactly what this Mississippi State game was. We found a way to win somehow with all the crazy stuff that happened. And wouldn't you all agree? I said in July I'd be happy with 4-1 at the open date. I'm happy with 4-1 at the open date.
You got it, brother. You're speaking the truth, man.
And another quote from Coach Majors. You know, we gave away 7 points early in the kicking game. We missed a field goal. That's minus 10 points. They faked a punt. We blew that. But we got a smash grab and a defensive TD. Majors used to talk about offense, defense, special teams. If you have stick-to-itiveness, that's a special team because they pick up each other. There's no finger pointing. Going football on that touchdown run, that man was going to lower his head if he had to and ram through 2 players to score. And that is stick-to-itiveness, as Coach Majors would say. Wouldn't you all agree?
Dino?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it, David Lynn. As I watched the game, when they faked the punt and ran it for a touchdown, I thought, we're going to get beat.
You mean
and then Tennessee's defense makes a play and takes the. Then when that kid made the terrific play for them to score the touchdown that put them ahead 27-20 or whatever it was, or 37-30, whatever it was. And he made that play down the sideline where he leaped and extended the ball and scored. I thought we were going to get beat again. And Tennessee takes the ball and drives it 75 yards and scores a touchdown. So the best thing we did Saturday was play through our own errors.
Yes. And that's what you got to do. I mean, you can look at any great team. Ohio State last year, in their final home game, had a 6-5 Michigan team come into their stadium and beat them. And they won the national title. This is a tournament sport now.
Yep.
I'm not worried about SEC championships. I'm worried about getting in the tournament and advancing.
You're right. Preach it, baby. Preach it.
And Dave, look, if I'm in my late 60s. In our 50s and late 60s, we just have senior moments. Bino might agree with this. We're not mentally ill, are we, Bino? Isn't it just kind of senior moments?
No, I think Dave.
Well,
I think Negative's a nut
That's my
job.
hope. That's my hope.
I think Negative's a nut job, personally.
Yeah. But I tell my daughter, who's a mental health counselor, honey, it's just a senior moment. Please don't call them in and know I coach. I'm okay.
Thank you, W. Lynn. Great call. Unbelievable, Andy. Back to the phones we go on our TLD Logistics phone lines on a Monday. Hi, you're on the air. Welcome in.
It's Rod in Clarksville.
Hey, Rod. Good to hear your voice, brother, in beautiful Clarksville.
Hey, Tony B. I really think Negative had a great call.
Really?
I really think that. Yeah, I really think he kind of, bounced back and, fessed up. And I think it was a good call. I really do.
Do you believe that Joey football? Are you inclined to believe, Rod, as a close watcher of this stuff? Do you believe that Joey football could be here for more than 1 year? Is that a possibility?
Well, this is what I'm going to say about that, Tony.
All right.
B. I believe that if our state legislator will let little brother, as in Vandy, allow that to happen, why would they let big brother allow that?
No, it was actually the court that doesn't have anything to do with the states. And what happened was his court case got hung up, and for some reason it never got heard. That's a correct read on that, right, Bino? I never saw what the final was on that. Now somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember seeing a resolution to that back in the summer. I still think that's up in the air.
Tony. I thought it was two separate. I thought it was two separate court cases, but I could be wrong about that. I have no clue.
You talking about for Pavia?
Yes.
Oh, that's
I thought one he was granted, and then he went back to try to get an additional year, but I don't know that that's right.
Now I got to go back and I got to deep dive into Pavia now, because in a lot of ways, if you're Tennessee and you found this guy, in a lot of ways, you almost have to see it through, don't you? Don't you almost have to see it through if you're the Vols, Bino?
I think if he's granted another year of eligibility and he wants to come back, he's earned the right to have it.
I agree. Yep.
And I wouldn't be too worried about what someone behind him was going to do. Someone that's unproven is going to do.
No, as we've seen, the thing that we believe about Heupel's offense is that anybody can do it. The thing we've seen here, Rod, so far is that's not true in terms of quarterbacks. That's simply just not true, Rod, that just anybody can do it. That's not true here.
And one thing I really like about Heupel is what he's done is bring in, someone smarter than him in the offense.
Yep.
That's very, very crucial. It takes a real wise man to be humble enough to bring in people around him that are smarter than him. That's why he never messes with our boy on the defensive line.
That's right.
He knows Ronnie Gardner knows what he's doing.
That's right.
It's just been proven over the years. So it takes a real good, humble coach to come in and say, you know what, I need someone smarter than me, to be on my staff. That way they can, pull me to the side and say, listen, coach, you kind of, messed up those 30 seconds right there. We don't want that to happen again.
Also, the way that they did their deal this year, where they kind of changed their offense and sort of kind of an admission that, hey, we're either going to evolve or we're going to get run over here or squashed like a buck.
That's true.
So,
and all of us know, especially Bino, I know Bino knows, if training is allowed to have a say-so next year, if not Pavia, but Aguilar does come back, and then we do have Brandon behind him to watch, this is going to be incredible, guys. Go Bulls.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, you I think you got to do it. By the way, shout out Jim Chaney. He was right on Haynes King. If you'll remember,
gun, isn't he?
That Haynes King was a guy Chaney said to Tennessee, don't fool around and don't go get this. Who was it? The kid that's now the backup at Florida. Help me out, guys.
Harrison Bailey.
He said, don't do that. Go get Haynes King. That's a guy I like. Go get Haynes King. Now, Haynes King started at A&M and wasn't. I don't think he was great shakes there. He's a perfect example of a guy that's grown into that deal. He's had an opportunity to grow into it.
Yeah.
And he's a perfect example of that, Haynes King is.
Yeah.
And those guys are now, see, here's the other thing. They're going to go to 5 years, a uniform 5 years, early October. And when they do that, those veteran quarterbacks that can't, this guy kind of fits that mold. They're not quite pro quarterbacks. Casey Clausen, another good example. They're darn good college players. And those guys get that extra year of earning, learning while you're earning, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you can, if you could walk Joey football in here annually, you would live in the playoffs with him playing quarterback for you. And probably every couple of years, if you've had that level of quarterback play, every 5-6 years or so, you can get yourself like to a national semifinal. And every once in a while, you could play in the championship game and maybe win one, put enough team around a guy like that. You guys think I'm overstating that?
No. And Tony, I just think there's something huge about guys that have been knocked down several times. And I think you saw that character out of Joey in the Mississippi State game after a couple of pretty critical mistakes. Not all of his making, but pretty critical mistakes. Haynes King's the same way. Bo Nix was the same way by the time he got out to Oregon. These guys that have been through it and been knocked down several times, give me them in a game like Saturday over a guy that hasn't.
Back to the phone.
They had to deal with a team like Tennessee had to deal with on the road, tricky spot.
Yep.
And they survived. And they really, in a way, probably deserve to lose themselves.
Oh, Wake Forest got a job, dude. And if you look at Georgia Tech's schedule, I'm not sure they're going to lose a game till they play Georgia. If you look at their schedule. But let's go to the phones. We're going to do a 10,000-foot deal on Wednesday like we do on the blog and have some thoughts for you. People tell me they really enjoy that. C helps me put it together. Tomorrow, TGMD will have some inside thoughts on the Mississippi State game as well. Hello and welcome on our Monday edition. You're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Tony? Who's your ball around?
Hey, Rye.
In defense of Heupel, though I do agree, I was with your commentary on the post game. I was a little alarmed, but did you all see how the Indiana-Iowa game ended? Because I was following that on my phone. I did not see it till later in the evening. Sometimes good coaches and good quarterbacks in college just make goofy decisions. So IU snaps the ball on 4th down and whatever with 3 seconds remaining, as opposed to punting it back to the greatest show on turf that is the Iowa Hawkeyes for 3 seconds, which of course they would score, right? Now, instead of just dancing around with his face towards the play clock and taking a knee, Fernando Mendoza, who is a fine college quarterback, turns tail and runs dead to the end zone and took an intentional safety. Now, imagine if a Tyree West situation like State or a Clint Sterner stumble fumble had happened and Iowa had recovered. So that's my defense of Heupel, though I think his was worse. Sometimes these young men and coaches in college just make screwy decisions. Doesn't make them bad coaches.
It's like Matt says, it's what makes college football such a great game. It really is.
Because I've never seen a quarterback do that, Tone. I'm telling you, it was 40 yards. It wasn't 5.
Yeah, you just,
in other words,
the clock is already run out. Get on the damn ground. The game's over, dude. Get on the ground.
10. Yeah, and he ran it into the end zone.
Ryan, I know a guy who will remain nameless that bet that game live.
Upset.
Indiana -6.5.
I bet he
guy turns around and runs
life.
40 yards into the other end zone, takes safety, 5-point win.
He had action on the game. Only way to explain that one.
I'm just saying, look, Heupel's decision-making was bizarre, but is Kurt Cignetti a bad coach?
No.
Did Heupel tell Aguilar, hey, why don't you not check down at all and hold the ball?
Yep.
I'm just saying I am alarmed by his post-game decision, but the more I look at it, I'm like, this is the sport we love, and it's not Bill Belichick and Vince Lombardi out there. We got to remember that. Both those are good coaches. Both those are good quarterbacks. Just saying.
Heupel's pretty good. That's my
Have
word
you seen
for him.
Bill Belichick's team in
very
North
good.
Carolina, though?
I know. Bad example.
He is out there.
Bill Belichick 20 years ago.
Heupel's pretty good to very good, though, guys. Very good is good enough to live in the playoffs here. And that is, like Dave said a second ago, it's playoff sport now. That's all, or like W. Lynn said, that's the truth, man.
That's how I do, out the door, have to make light of Heupel's situation. Do you know what Josh Heupel's favorite proverb is?
What's that?
Spare the rod, spoil the child, because he don't believe in timeouts.
Thank you, Thank you, my brother. That's a great line. Now that's a great line. He comes from the Dean Smith School of timeouts, though, where you just don't take them. I swear they gave some Dean Smith back in the day some kind of bonus for all the timeouts you saved. As we take a brief TO, the thing is, Tennessee's lay down lineman thing, is it time to retire